guys, welcome back to my channel and happy Tuesday. It has been a long time since I have said that. Also, happy Renegade Crew release day. The second book in the Shadowcrown series is available for purchase on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, The Book Depository, and Books A Million, although it may take a little longer to get on Books A Million and the Books Depository, so just be patient. But it's available in paperback, hardcover, and ebooks. If you haven't picked up your copy, make sure you do that. You can also still order autographed copies on my website at KristenMartinBooks.com. You can find the link in the description box below. It feels so good to have this book finally released out into the world. I cannot wait for you guys to read it. I'm nervous for you to read it because there's a lot of things happen in this book. This book went through many rewrites, more than I care to admit, but I am so pleased and just thrilled with the outcome of the book and the story itself. So I can't wait for you guys to read it. If you enjoy it, this book and any of my other books, it would really help me out if you would leave a rating on Amazon. Reviews help authors in ways that I cannot even explain. So if you like my books, please go rate them, leave a brief review, and make sure you do that for other authors, whether indie or traditionally published as well, because again, reviews really help authors out. Because of Renegade Crew's release, I thought today's video topic would be perfectly aligned in that I wanted to talk about the transition between KDP and CreateSpace, or moreover from CreateSpace to KDP. If you do not know, these two print-on-demand platforms are now one, so CreateSpace no longer exists. Everything has been transitioned over to KDP, and since I was in the midst of this transition while Renegade Crew was coming out, I actually wanted to talk about the things that you need to know about KDP specifically from someone who's been using CreateSpace for the past 3.5 years and who is now publishing Renegade Crew through KDP because CreateSpace, again, no longer exists. I also have, this is the CreateSpace version of the book. I also have the KDP version of the book. You'll notice something here. I'm going to talk about these differences in a minute, really kind of zoom in and show you the quality of these as we go through this whole video. Again, nothing's better than experience, right? And I've got loads of it between CreateSpace and now working with KDP. So I'm going to talk about the pros, the cons, mostly pros though. I really have not had that many issues, but I want to make sure that you are fully in the know, fully prepared before you transition everything over to KDP, because you don't have a choice. Also, make sure you stay tuned at the end of this video because I have a very exciting announcement. I'm in a very giving mood and I've decided to do a really massive giveaway. So for details on that and what that giveaway will be, stay tuned. Also, for those of you who are in my VALIANCE program, I want to let you know I am working on an updated tutorial of KDP since CreateSpace was one of the main tutorials that I had. Luckily, all the formatting and everything pretty much stays the same, but I am going to upload a brand new video, which is a tutorial on exactly how to use KDP instead of CreateSpace. So that will be coming your way. Make sure to check your inboxes within the next couple of weeks and you will have that tutorial at your fingertips. If you are not a VALIANCE client and you are interested in becoming one, then make sure to go to my website at KristenMartinBooks.com, click on the Coaching Programs tab on the menu bar, and then click on VALIANCE Coaching for Writers to get more information. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this transition from CreateSpace to KDP and talk about all the things that you need to know. First and foremost, for those of you who received an email from CreateSpace saying that they were no longer offering certain services, I want to let you know that was the first email that came out. So originally CreateSpace just cut off its services where you could still upload your manuscript and your cover to CreateSpace, order proof copies, order your own author copies. That was still in the works in August, September timeframe. At that time, that was how I was able to print this copy. So again, I was right in the midst of all of this change, of the transition and everything. So at first, CreateSpace just cut off its services, meaning they were no longer going to do cover design, formatting, and marketing, any of those kinds of services that CreateSpace offered. Those were removed, they were no longer offered, but you could still upload your manuscript. So I was like, okay, this is fine. I have some time until the transition to KDP is going to occur. Well, about 2.5 weeks before the release date of Renegade Crew, I get another email saying, everything's transitioning over to KDP and we're gonna start moving your titles over soon. So if you wanna do it now or if you have a release coming up, you may as well go ahead and do the transition right now so that way there's no delay in the release of your book. So I'm thinking, okay, 2.5 weeks, you know, I can I can work with this, I think. Fortunately, the transition, if you already have books and titles on CreateSpace, the transition over to KDP, since they are both run by Amazon, is seamless. I didn't have to do anything, hardly anything. It was amazing. Like, I pressed a button, I'm not even kidding. I clicked a button and said, okay, we're moving everything over. And the whole process took maybe around like 4 hours. I would say 24 hours tops, like a full day to move everything over. But it was really about a 4-hour process, so it didn't take that long. And so CreateSpace now, my dashboard is completely empty and it says, you know, we've moved to KDP. So you just go over to KDP, which is who I publish my ebooks through anyway. So now everything is on KDP and it's all on one platform, which is really, really nice because I can look at my ebook and my paperback books and I can manage everything. It's all through Amazon. So I actually really like that I have one dashboard now instead of logging into KDP to see my ebook sales and logging into CreateSpace to see my paperback sales. They're all on one dashboard. So that's really nice. That is a pro. So that's the first category or first need to know about KDP is the transition process. For me, the transition process was incredibly smooth. I actually find that the KDP interface is actually more user-friendly than the CreateSpace one. They're very similar, but I found that KDP is actually more user-friendly, which is great. CreateSpace was already very user-friendly, KDP even more so. Another pro. I really don't have any cons about the transition piece of it. That was all very smooth. So I have 3 more categories that I want to talk about, which include distribution, quality, and royalty payment. Just to let you know, I am going to leave links to the KDP FAQ page in the description box below. I was really taking a lot of this information to double check my facts, so a lot of this can be found on their website. I just thought, you know, it was easier to have it all in one concise video, probably because I myself will have to reference this video in the future next year when Jaded Spring comes out in fall of 2019. I can say that now. Okay, so let's talk about distribution. With CreateSpace, you did have an expanded distribution option. I never actually used that because I also publish through Ingram Spark, which is another print-on-demand platform. I have my reasons for doing that. I will leave a video link down below called CreateSpace versus Ingram Spark if you're interested in that. But I used the expanded distribution option with Ingram Spark and not with CreateSpace. So I can't speak too much to CreateSpace. I do know that my books have ended up in libraries and have been in the UK Waterstones bookstore. So I do know that some of my expanded distribution has been working. That hasn't been done through CreateSpace. That's all been through Ingram Spark. KDP says that with their expanded distribution option, you can actually sell physical copies of your books to bookstores in the US. Since I've just started using KDP, I don't really know too much about this, but they're saying that is an option. Also through KDP, you can purchase ads to promote your paperback books. This is something you could not do through CreateSpace. You had to go through Amazon services or do something through Goodreads or BookBub or whatever you wanted to do to advertise your book, but now you can do it through KDP. So that's another pro. And for those of you in Europe, KDP is offering locally printed copies of your paperback books. So that's another pro. Okay, so that's the distribution for KDP. Everything seems to be similar to CreateSpace, if not better, with the option to sell physical copies of your books to bookstores and also the option to be able to purchase ads to promote your book. Okay, let's move on to quality because I know that is a huge thing as an indie author, especially, also is traditionally published, but as an indie author, you want to make sure that these print-on-demand platforms are printing your book with the quality it deserves. So KDP has stated that your paperback books will be printed at the same facilities, on the same printers, by the same people as they were at CreateSpace. I have proof copies from both printers, from CreateSpace and from KDP. You can notice already that there are some differences. This one again is CreateSpace. You can see that the color is actually a little bit lighter and the image actually isn't as clear as it is on the KDP version. And I will kind of cut out and do a little zoom in so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. With the KDP version, I've also noticed that the images on the front are much more crisp and detailed. The coloring is different, so it is darker. I personally liked the lighter color that CreateSpace used. So again, they said it's the same facility, same printer, same people, but I am noticing a color difference and I didn't upload a different file format for the cover, it's remained exactly the same, so the coloring is a little bit different. Now you will notice on the KDP version, this is the proof copy, that there's a fun little banner running across it that says not for resale. You did not have this option with CreateSpace. Now what I like about this is that this is a proof copy. So it has this banner that goes all the way around that says not for resale, and they've actually given it a unique barcode. So that way, if you send art copies, they essentially can't go and resell it because it's got this fun little label and a barcode that doesn't actually work. It should help with the whole, you know, people selling ARCs when they're not supposed to be selling ARCs thing that's been circulating and going around the internet lately. So that is one thing I really like about KDP, is that they have this banner, they have a unique barcode. So again, it's an actual ARC copy. It is a proof copy. And of course you can buy little stickers or whatever to say it's an ARC, but it's very obvious if it says not for resale, that you shouldn't be selling it. As you can see, the page count is exactly the same, so no issues there. You can also see that the spine is pretty much the same except for this not for resale label here. So everything looks good. The other thing I really like about KDP is that it's better at picking up certain formatting nuances in your manuscript. So when you upload your manuscript to KDP, it kind of can figure out where the blank pages are supposed to be, and if you do have a blank page inserted in your manuscript, what the next page should then look like. It's very hard to explain if you haven't actually been on the system before, but with CreateSpace, I was having to upload my manuscript multiple times because I'd have a blank page and then you would turn it and the text would be on the back side of the page. So for instance, here's the end here, here's the blank page, and then you turn and it, you know, my bio is on this page instead of this page. With KDP, they're a little bit more savvy in terms of figuring out where the placement of certain pages needs to go, if that makes sense. With KDP, I literally only had to upload a couple of times to make sure everything looked good, the formatting was good. With CreateSpace, I was probably uploading at least 4 or 5 times to get the actual formatting and the pages correct. Overall, when it comes to quality, I would say that I like the perks of KDP's ARC or proof system a little bit more, because CreateSpace didn't have one. I do like that the images are a little more crisp on the KDP cover. However, I do like the coloring more on, so this is just a little on the dark side. I like how it looked a little bit lighter here, but again, that's just personal preference. Either way, I believe them. I believe they're printing at the same facilities, on the same printers, by the same people, because it pretty much looks exactly the same except for the color. So the last category that we're going to talk about is the one everyone wants to know, and that is the royalty payments. So this is the one negative thing about KDP. Whereas CS would pay you every 30 days, KDP pays you every 60 days. Say for instance, you're looking at your book sales for the month of September on the CreateSpace site, you would know that those September royalty payments would be paid out to you by the end of October. For KDP, those September royalties will not be paid out until the end of November. So you're waiting 60 days instead of 30 days. That is the one negative thing I have found with KDP, but it is what it is. Your royalty rate will stay the same, and as far as your author copies go, the price there is the same. Mine was 1 cent off. I think CreateSpace was $5.98 to order this copy, and KDP was $5.99 for me to order this copy. So you still get a very good rate. It's pretty much the same for your own author copies. And as far as the shipping goes, they ship in exactly the same amount of time. Amazon is awesome with shipping. We all know that. Amazon Prime, woohoo. They're really great. CreateSpace, KDP, no matter what you're using, can't use CreateSpace anymore. But the shipping is really good and it gets to you on time, if not early. Real quick, one thing I want to mention is during the transition from CreateSpace to KDP, so if you currently have an account and you have titles with CreateSpace, your books will stay for sale and you will continue to earn royalties during the transition. So you don't have to worry about your book being taken down and not earning any royalties. It's still going to be up for sale. It won't affect your customers or your sales in any way. Okay, so that is it. That is all that I have for you guys today for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it helpful. Please give it a thumbs up to support my channel, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And you can also hit that little bell that will send you email notifications to your inbox when whenever I upload new videos, so that way you don't miss out on any new content. So let's go ahead and talk about this giveaway that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So we are well into Preptober. NaNoWriMo is coming up really soon, and if you've been following me, then you know I just released a course recently called Conquering NaNoWriMo, which is your foolproof guide to writing 50,000 words in just 30 days. I will leave the link in the description box below so that way you can check it out and read more, but essentially you're going to get a 35-page detailed strategic workbook, the one that I use every single year before heading into NaNoWriMo, 4 weekly pep talk videos that address issues like writer's block, procrastination, avoiding burnout, and staying in flow, and there will also be an exclusive live stream event with yours truly during the month of November. Now, during that live stream, I'm actually going to be doing some giveaways. So the only way to be entered into this massive giveaway is to purchase the Conquering NaNoWriMo course, which I'm still offering a discount on. It's a 25% discount. So keep that in mind. It's a program that's valued at $200 and you can get it for just $149. But during that live stream event, since it's the month of November and it's Thanksgiving, and I just really want to show my appreciation to all of you for sticking by me, for supporting me in all of my endeavors, books, courses, and otherwise, I'm actually going to be giving away 1 lifetime membership to VALIANCE. VALIANCE is my self-study coaching program for writers. It takes you through the entire book creation process, and it's valued at $2,500. So by purchasing Conquering NaNoWriMo for $150, you are automatically entered into that giveaway to win 1 lifetime membership to VALIANCE. And as of right now, your odds are really, really good for winning because only a few hundred people have signed up for the Conquering NaNoWriMo course. So that winner will be announced during the live stream, and not to fret if you're in a different time zone and you can't make it, because I will have your email address. That's how you get the course. So all of those emails will be entered in to win that giveaway. If you are someone who is already a VALIANCE client and you've also purchased Conquering NaNoWriMo, I will have a different prize for you if you are the one who's drawn in the giveaway. You will actually get 2 one-hour-long calls per month for 4 months with me as one-on-one coaching. So that's a total of 8 calls over 4 months. That is also valued at $2,500. So you really have nothing to lose by signing up for the Conquering NaNoWriMo course. Again, the winner will be announced during that live stream event, and then they will also receive an email with all of their login credentials and everything they need to know to start using VALIANCE. So that is it. That is all that I have for you guys today for this video. Again, I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you pick up your copy of Renegade Crew. If you haven't already, you can find all the links in the description box below. And other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.